Hello everybody, my name is Sue and welcome to my video. Today I am doing my layout for the January Crazy Challenge, which is all about adding a bit of bling to your layout in a major way. I love me a bit of bling and I thought the best excuse to use some bling would be with some New Year's Eve photos. So I've got these two New Year's Eve photos and I'll tell you a bit more about them later on. But I'll just go through all the other things I'm going to use. I've got these 2022 and 2023 lovely acrylic shapes from the Bramble Fox. That was the advent calendar. I've got some thickers that I found in my stash and they're sparkly silver. I've got some black American Crafts cardstock, which was from Crazy Craft Obsessions in a big pack, so that I've always got some on hand. Then we've got my Art by Marlene out of this world stencil. Now that one is called Mask 47 and to me that just looks like one big fireworks. And then this Kaiser Craft 12 by 12 stencil, I may use that fireworks as well, I'm not sure yet. So my other bits of bling are going to be my stickles. So I'm talking moon dust, solar flare, that one's asteroid, and this is called dark matter. So they're my stickles and they're all available at the moment at the Crazy Craft Obsession shop. And then I've got liquid pearls, silver pearl and gold pearl. So the first bit I'm going to do is obviously my stenciling. So I am going to start with using this stencil in this corner. And I am starting off with my dark matter. It doesn't look like I have a lot left in there, so let me prepare this one. And I can then use up my old one. I love it when I use up parts of my stash, but this is something that I will always want to have on hand. Now, if you've never used stickles, it's very goopy, snotty like consistency, so prepare yourself, but when it goes on it is absolutely beautiful. So you know, just be prepared for it's like I said, very goopy, snot-like consistency. So I'm going to get myself a little spatula. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get in there to get out all my things. So let me grab one of these. I don't like using these spatulas to actually put the stuff on my page, but perfectly handy for getting it out. Okay, that'll do. That's one done. So let's get onto using this. Now I always try to only use it in one way because otherwise it goes underneath your stencil. But I think because this is the last little bit, it's a little sticky and goopy, even stickier and goopier than normal. Ugh. I just love all the colour that's in this, all the little bits of glitter, different colours, the silver, the blue, the pink, the gold. Just an explosion of blingy goodness. Hopefully I've got enough. Yes, I reckon this is enough. Make sure there's some bigger bits in most of the pieces, and I think that will be enough. Lift him up. Perfect. And I think I'll also want a little bit coming off this edge. I'm not going to do a full one, just a half or a quarter. Start from here. You just don't want to work it too much. Perfect. Now, if I wasn't doing a live, I would go and wash this immediately. But because I am doing a live, what I'm going to do is just pop it onto in a nappy wipe. I'm trying to remove my dependence on nappy wipes. So there's many things I've switched over to other things. But this will just keep it wet, so that when I get a chance after the live, I can clean this off. Otherwise, it goes rock hard. All right, I've covered in this glitter. So I will now that that's torn, we'll get rid of that. Pop him away. And he can also go that way. Now, because this goes on pretty thick in spots, I'm going to put that aside to dry, because I don't want to get too much stuff all over and mess it up. So he's going to go over up here for a minute to dry. What I will do is work on my photos and also work on getting these ready to use. Now, New Year's Eve, I'm in my 50s. We love a reason to stay home and not go anywhere. My husband and I enjoy doing jigsaw puzzles, so we spent New Year's Eve doing a jigsaw puzzle, and then when it gets to, close to midnight, we put on the Sydney New Year's Eve on TV and we watch the New Year's Eve fireworks. And that's our typical New Year's Eve, and that suits me fine. So that's what I'm going to scrap. Like, my plan goal this year was to tell more stories, so I'm actually going to tell the story about that's what we did and that's what we enjoyed doing on New Year's Eve. Now, these Bramble Fox, they were light bulbs and lights and bling. I thought they were black, but it turns out they were silver and gold. So that's also a little bit of extra bling. But I worked out that they don't show up too great as they are on the black. So what I decided to do was to cut out some glitter to back them. So for my gold ones, I've got some gold glitter, and for my silver ones, I've got some silver glitter. So all I did was put down my shapes on a piece of paper and traced around the back, or on the piece of glitter paper, traced it on the back, cut it by hand, and they look a bit wonky, but once you put it on the shape, they come up fine. So I need to stick those on so that they can dry in time. So I'll get my Nuvo Deluxe glue. Now this you can get at Crazy Craft Obsession as well. Just put a very fine line so that it doesn't come off. This glue dries clear and you have a little bit of wiggle room. I'll just stick that on there. Just make sure that we've got it as centered as possible. And there's some excess on the side here, but I can trim that off once that's dried. Do the glue here as well. Just a quick line around the outside. Stick him on. I thought, I've got a 2022 and a 2023 light globe. What better time to use it than for New Year's Eve? Put that down. So that glue will dry clear and you won't see it. Now these acrylic shapes came with a film on the top and bottom to protect them, which I took off before the video, or this video would go for hours because it was a little tricky to get off. But it means that when the acrylic gets to you, it's not going to be scratched because it's been protected. So if you ever have acrylic shapes, just double check. But that's not the case. You don't want to leave the film on, because I would have missed out on this glittery goodness from the gold and the silver. Oops, missed a bit here. All right. So what did you guys get up to on New Year's Eve? Did you go out and party, or did you have a quiet night at home? Did you stay up until New Year's? A lot of my friends were in bed by 9 o'clock. So, you know, it's different for everyone, isn't it? He is not sticking straight. That's better. Okay, so while those ones dry, I think the next thing I'm going to do is back my photos, or not. Let's have a look. Bring this back. Will that look better with a white backing, or not? Yeah, I think that does make my photo stand out. So I'm just using some paper that came in some pocket pages, I think, some page protectors for my album. So nothing exciting, because we're only just backing the photos. So we will come and chop these off. How wide do they need to be? Let's go from here. And chop that off about there. Does that look even? I think I need to trim a tiny bit off this edge. Always a challenge if you're trying to trim off only a little bit. Sometimes that can go terribly wrong. I'm happy with that one. And then we can do the same with this one. Sorry if you can hear my budgie. He's in the other room and chatting away to himself, but it's actually not a bad sound. It's quite fun to listen to him chatter. The screeching, however, I'm not quite so fond of. All right. let's stick these on here. Now, while I'm sticking these down, I'm going to ask you please to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, like it. If you send me a comment, I love responding, love to read your comments. It'd be really appreciated. And also in my description under my link, I will include my a special code from Crazy Craft Obsession, and if you're a new customer of theirs, you can use my link and you'll get a $15 bonus, a voucher for $15, and so will I. So certainly worth us, using that if you haven't purchased anything from there before. Right, so the photos are ready. Our light globes are ready-ish. Now we'll see. This is still quite damp, but I think if I'm careful, I can get the next section done. So I'm going to use this little fireworks. I think I'm going to do him in the corner here, and I might do the gold in this section. So I'm using the gold stickles, which was called Solar Flare. It's got these lovely little stars on it, but unfortunately I don't know that that will show through, but it will get the glitter. So as you can see, they're beautiful little stars, but this fine stencil, they're just staying on top, which is fine because I really am just looking for that glitter. Do the same over here. Get rid of that before I wear that everywhere. I might make him, bring him up a little bit. And I think we'll go for the silver in this corner, because we don't generally get fireworks all in the same colour, do we? And I'm going to choose the moon dust, because that doesn't have the big chunky bits, so that it should give a bit of a, it should go through the stencil. And it's going to get a bit of gold in it from what's on my spatula, but I'm not fussed. It will be okay. Make sure it goes to the edge. Perfect. That certainly has got a lot of glitter in it. Okay, so I ended up sticking down my letters because they were silver letters from my stash. They weren't very sticky, and I had to glue them down with some wet glue, especially so they would stick on top of my mixed media. I thought you wouldn't want to watch me do that for 20 minutes. So I've put my title on. Now it's time for me to add my photos and my other finishing touches. So because the mixed media has made the page a little bit bendy, so that my photos don't follow the same vein, I'm going to stick them up on some fun foam. So this stuff is adhesive on one side. I get it from Spotlight, I don't always use it, but it can be useful. So I will stick that down here, and then I will do the same to this longer piece. Cut some bits that will fit, but we'll Frankenstein it a little bit. So we'll stick that first piece there, and I definitely want a bit on the edge, so that it doesn't sink in the middle. I'll put another piece in there. Now, normally I don't go all the way to my edge because often I tuck things. I don't think I'll be tucking anything in this layout, but I've got those ready now. I just need to work out where I want them to go. So I know that I want to have my 2023 on that photo, so I'm going to have to get some mounting tape to stick on the top of that, but I really want to make it so that I want these to hang. I was going to use these to make them hang, but I think if I'm mounting it up, that's not going to work. So I think they will just be on my page. Plan B. And this is what scrapbooking's all about. See, I had trialled, I'd done a bit of testing of the different mediums, and I had trialled using, these two as a string to hang the light globes. But I think trying to go over the top of photos, and if I do it underneath there and it's mounted up high, I don't think that that's going to actually look particularly great. So we will bring this down here, bring that up there. And I actually don't mind that. I think it certainly follows the brief for having a lot of bling. I think that's where I'm going to end up. So let's stick the photos down first. Now I am going to be putting a little bit of this tape because this sort of helps it stick in the first instance. But I'm then also going to use wet glue because on top of mixed media, the tape often doesn't stick very well. So I'm going to use a bit of glue. Make sure I put him up the right way. And I want to cover up that blank spot there. So I think that is reasonably straight. And what I'll do is find something flat that I can use and press that down. Try not to get my finger marks all over it, and just to give it a bit of stick. And I feel it's a bit not quite straight. That's a little better. So I'll pop that down there. Do the same with this one. Getting close to the end of these glues. And flatten him down. So I need a tiny bit of mounting foam to go on the top of this, just going to double check that you can't. No, because it's white, you can see a bit of shape, like darkness behind it, but you can't, I don't think it's glaringly obvious. So we'll put that up the top there. And I'm just going to do it around the edge, because I don't want to be able to see globs of glue through, because this particular gold is like a little bit see-through. So if I pop him here, maybe I'll bring him down a little further. Just trim off a little bit of paper off the bottom. That's solid paper, so that's okay. I can stick him on. And I'll pop him there. This is the solid one again. I'll just put it on the outside mostly. And we'll pop him there. He's wanting to pop up again, so we'll stick him down flat. Now I'm tempted to get some little silver stars, but I really think that's going to be overkill. So this is my page. So you can see the gold, the glitter bling there. It's the glitter traditions, New Year traditions. You can see all the beautiful colours and the silver glitter and the globes. And then there's the silver down the bottom. So thank you very much for watching. Like I said earlier, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.